it's crazy that he's 16 and he's doing all of this.
I say
Like,
that a lot
wild.
about SPARG0. I think some of his best traits as a player are something you would expect from a mature adult, and I think that's the scariest thing about SPARG0. So when SPARG0 is like a grown man, like this is gonna be like really difficult to beat because
Like after he lost to Chag or something, I don't know if this is true, but somebody said he wrote a 41-page document on that. Like that.
I did
set
hear
that
about
they
this.
bought.
I did hear about this.
Oh, you also heard about it. Okay.
41?
I don't know if it's true,
Well,
but I mean, why would it not be?
Double space. Hold up.
Charles is real brave now that there's no patches anymore, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
Speaking
done.
of
Like
Charles
I don't have to downplay Fox anymore. Look at how MK Leo tweets about his characters. Like you gotta downplay your characters on social media, or they're gonna get nerfed. Of course you gotta do
My
that.
mistake. My mistake.
Y'all little Twitch chat monsters that be sitting there talking shit, casual ass players
Ooh.
sitting there, bro. It's so frustrating. Like,
Yo, we're gonna lose our fucking
Wow.
viewers.
Game.
I think y'all are really good. You
I
guys
also
are really
back
good at the
you.
game.
bro, everybody said it was only a matter of time. So
Oh, that's
I
what we
thought
all
it was-
said. There's
Yeah.
probably a specific clip of me saying it on this podcast that someone could
Yep.
grab right now.
Someone find it.
Bro, I remember before Summit 3 even happened, I was like, all right, Beast Coast, like you should pick this guy up. He's about to pop off. Like now is the time to strike. Then SPARG0 did like super well at Summit 3. I mean at this point SPARG0 is still not sponsored, but I think we're just waiting for the announcement at this point. I think that's like fair speculation, right? Obviously has the results.
Nike.
But I thought it was very poetic that he won like his Ultimate or Smash Ultimate Summit 3 was his breakout, and then he won 4. So that was super sick.
and he did it with mostly Cloud.
Yes.
Yeah.
He went what? Aegis 1 set.
I believe so, yeah.
That's crazy.
Amazing stuff. And even he won the G4 event, and I asked him like how he practices and stuff. He's like, yeah, I obviously he plays a lot of Wi-Fi. He's like, I study VODs. I used to watch a lot, like even before he was like where he's at now, he's like, I used to watch a lot of like Leo Tweek, like watch how they play, study, like watch all of his losses and stuff like that. I'm like, dang, it's crazy that he's 16 and he's doing all of this.
I say
Like,
that a lot
wild.
about SPARG0. I think some of his best traits as a player are something you would expect from a mature adult, and I think that's the scariest thing about SPARG0. Very calm, very collected, very patient, and it's like, so when SPARG0 is like a grown man, like this is gonna be like really difficult to beat because I feel like a lot of his best traits aren't like, for example, when like me, like when I was younger, like I wasn't playing like that. I was just playing really fast and crazy, and like a lot of the other stuff came afterwards. But I feel like SPARG0 already plays like so mature, if that makes sense.
Oh,
It's
sure.
actually like terrifying. Yeah.
Insane decision making for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
like
I-
he's
I've
got the
watched
hard
SPARG0
stuff
play
out
when
of the
he was
way at
younger.
like 16 years old. Is all I gotta say.
he definitely got the young man decision making out of the way like really early. Just like some
Yeah.
of that younger like I'm going for like the Hawaii combo, like suicide. Like it's all or nothing with this one forward air. I've seen SPARG0 go for that so many times when he was like 12, 13 years old. You know what I mean? Like in Smash 4 and even like early Ultimate. He definitely got that out of his system fairly early, and
Yeah.
now he's like 16. He's playing with like a very mature sense of decision making and stuff like that. But he's only 16, so he's
Yeah,
extremely.
the
and
easiest
fact that
comparison.
he studies the game. Like you usually don't get that from like younger players. Younger players are usually like doesn't matter. Like it's like very ego driven, and it's just like I'm just the better player. I'm just gonna play a lot, and that's all that matters. But
Bro,
he's like studying the game.
Yeah.
somebody
and-
told me he like after he lost to Chag or something. I don't know if this is true, but somebody said he wrote a 41-page document on that. Like that.
I did
set
hear
that
about
they
this.
bought.
I did hear about this.
Oh, you also heard about it. Okay.
41?
I don't know if it's true, but I mean, why would it not be?
Double space. Hold up. What's going on?
Yeah. What type of
Hold
is
up.
it MLA
No, I'm
format?
just
What's the deal here? Wait, I like how he got to 40 and he was like, I need one more. Like this is not enough. Like 40 is not enough. I need to do better. But to his credit, he did 3-1 Chag in the final bracket, and that run back. The run back in the final bracket, he had to beat Leo and he had to beat Light, who were two people who denied him major wins before in the past, which is insanely hard, even from winners, like beating Light twice. it's insanely hard to do. Like it's just and being Leo, obviously always Leo. Like it's just always gonna be him. But yeah, it's not like his first win was just like, oh, he didn't have to beat Leo. Oh, he didn't have to beat Light again. He didn't have to beat these players. He did it, man, and he did it mostly Cloud, which was amazing. I think we've all said that too, though. It's like Pyramithra might be the stronger character or whatever, but Ultimate is the game to do this in. Ultimate is the game to be like, I love this character. They fit in. I love Charles's definition of it. They are good enough to win a major, and there's a large amount of characters that fit into that bracket. They're good enough. I'm going to do it. So I loved it, man. It was a great tournament overall. Very, very entertaining. Very, very.
Congrats.
And congrats. And I feel like we say this after every major, but the play is just getting better and better and better and better. And it's just insane how quickly everyone is moving now. The punish games are ridiculous. Edge guarding looks calculated and like almost, I don't want to say perfected, but like it's getting to that point. Like it's getting crazy how mechanical things are getting, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think Ultimate Summit 4 was the highest gameplay we've ever seen from this game. By I won't say like a very large margin, but like a very noticeable margin. I'm glad that we have players like SPARG0 kind of like pushing the envelope for all the other top players. I feel like there was like a little bit of stagnation in terms of just like, okay, like I'm all the way up here. I don't have to like play as much, right? And even like for Light does not play, like he does not grind Wi-Fi. So the only time he's playing the game is offline. So even for the amount of like time that Light has recently put in the game to get second is like pretty crazy. I think Light has leveled up a lot in the past year. And I think neutral glass cannons are, this is kind of like another topic I want to kind of bring up that's related to Summit, but how far will we go to rate neutral glass cannons? Because neutral glass cannons, I think they did a really good job in this game of balancing them. As much as I downplay Fox and all that stuff, him being as light as he is very justified, because you shouldn't lose neutral that much with the character. You have like all the neutral tools to your disposal, but that only shows when the player playing it gets that good at neutral, right? So like we did not see these kinds of results from Light, you know, pre-quarantine, right? And he was actually kind of struggling pre-quarantine. And I think with players getting better, I think characters like Sheik, like Fox, where it's very clear that they're neutral glass cannons. Like I think those characters are going to go higher and higher, maybe in terms of results and even everyone's tier list, because the player skill that like matches with neutral is finally like it can be applied to the character, right?
Wow, interesting.
Charles is real brave now that there's no patches anymore, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm done. Like I don't have to downplay Fox anymore. When patches are live, oh for sure I'm downplaying Fox. What the heck? You got to, man. Look at how MK Leo tweets about his characters. Like you got to downplay your characters on social media, or they're gonna get nerfed. Of course you got to do that.
My mistake.
You think it's a coincidence that Leo played Sonic and Bayonetta at the Ultimate Invitational? Of course not. You wanted those characters to get jammed. We don't want to deal with that shit.
Smart man.
Leo's goated for that, by the way. Thank you.
Wait, whoa!
I'll give it up. It was Sonic, dude. We had to go. It's what it is.
Someone had to do it.
Characters.
Someone had to do it.
He didn't do a good enough job though with Sonic, man.
So, you said Sheik going up?
I said sheesh. Up? No, Sheik. Yeah.
He said sheesh.
You said Sheik.
50% chance.
Wow.
Sheik and Fox, huh?
I'm not saying like it's factual or whatever. I'm just saying this is a topic that I think we're like seeing evolve. And obviously, if you put Inkling high on your tier list, you put Sheik or Fox, you put these neutral glass cannons high on your tier list, that's what you value, right? And my tier list is personally like I try to make it a mix of like near future potential and like what the game is currently at. That's how I view my tier list. I don't view the tier list as like if we are all robots and we play perfectly, like this is the tier list, right? So that's just how I personally view tier list. But I think it is a topic worth like discussing because it is something we're seeing, right? I think Cloud is also a really good character in neutral as well, right? Like I won't go as far as saying a neutral glass cannon, but like when you lose neutral with the character, it's very hurtful because you can die at like 50, you know, off stage or whatever, but you have amazing neutral tools and like your shield is really strong. Cloud definitely has one of the stronger neutrals because you can play out of shield, and your out of shield is not only fast, it has a lot of range and it hits very low. I would like to argue that Cloud has one of the better out of shields in this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, free. Yeah. I was gonna say someone in chat pointed out that it wasn't just SPARG0, he had the help of Mewtwo King to write that 41-page paper, which
Yeah,
that track now it makes sense. Yep, never mind. All right, we believe you. Yep,
Everything checks out. Everything checks out.
Yep, all right, never mind. Yep, we're done questioning that one. We're moving on for sure. But I thought it was. I see Coney in the chat too, and he brought up something cool about the Summit format, kind of moving away from SPARG0, more about character selection and stuff. But there were two like real character specialists, Bassmage and Elegant. Well, I mean, everyone's a character specialist, but of uncommon characters in those brackets. Yeah. Oh, where is stuff that uncommon?
Well, like I don't know if you're talking solo main or what, but
I didn't do a good job describing it.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Uncommon characters, basically, is what I mean. Which I'd say Luigi and Puff pretty far down there, right? And they get good results, and a lot of that was. And Coney pointed this out on the couch when Bassmage was playing, but it was like Summit. We don't talk about this enough about how the Summit bracket format is very, very, very different than an open bracket format. People know weeks, months in advance that they might be playing you or might not. If I go to a bracket right now, I can play any character in my round one pool. I have no idea who it is or what it is, but you know those pools so far in advance. Not just that, specifically the players, how they play, how good they might be at that matchup. You can find VODs, all this other stuff. And the stakes are super high, obviously, because the prize pool is so big, viewership is high, all that good stuff. So it was interesting for me to see, and Elegant really brought it back on the third day, because he was getting bounced around a lot in those first couple of rounds. It looked awful. I was like, Luigi is terrible again. Like, this looks terrible. Then I don't know what he did, but he woke up a little bit and it changed. And I think a part of that was mentally getting ready to fight Luigi, if you don't think about it a lot, is super stressful. You know what I mean? Who I have to play next? Oh, it's Elegant.
Yeah.
Shit, like I better not get grabbed. I better not get this. I better not let this happen. All that stuff. I need to get ready. How do I edge guard Luigi? I haven't thought about that in 2 months. Like, this is crazy. But when you have all the time to think about it, it gets a lot easier. But I don't know. I thought that was a good point to bring up, and I also thought it was really impressive how Elegant and Bassmage both bounced back from kind of underwhelming performances day 1 and day 2, and it was kind of like, are they kind of getting by lack of character knowledge? Like, what's the deal here? But I love seeing the bounce back on day 3. That was super sick.
Yeah, I was talking with Coney kind of on, like, in the living room area, like, just chilling, watching the sets, and Coney was like, yeah, you need to do your homework against, like, because we were watching Bassmage, and, like, if these players aren't ready, like, it's gonna not go well. And I made a joke saying, like, oh, like, I got lucky that I played Bassmage at poor priority because, like, especially considering Bassmage was in my pool, like, I knew that I had to be really scared. And he was, like, one of the opponents I was the most scared of going into Summit, despite it being Jigglypuff and everything, because, you know, I already had a really close call. Yeah, he said Bassmage is a homework assignment, and port priority was, like, my extra credit. Like, I got super lucky.
Especially because you didn't loot. You should have lost.
Exactly.
Yep.
I got super... Like, that was super fortunate, and I felt like I was more prepared than probably a lot of people because of that.
You
like,
get
just
sometimes,
mentally, too. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take the one time I get lucky ever.
you gotta hold on to those.
Yeah, I'll take it.
But yeah, I mean, because essentially you fighting him at port party was like you not doing your homework and then just getting sideblinded, and it was like, oh shit, right? And then like when you do your homework versus, you know, a character that is like mid tier or whatever, right? I don't want to go into like super far talking about how strong Jigglypuff is, but obviously Jigglypuff is good enough to hang with some of the best players in the world. Yeah, so that was super sick to watch, right? I think even Bassmage's opinion on the character was like, thinks Jigs is like somewhere between like 30 or 35 through 40, somewhere in that like mid-ish area, middle of the pack, but has like some really good top tier matchups depending, right? Like it just depends.
Yeah.
So that was, and that's coming from like probably the most knowledgeable person of the character in the planet, right? So
for sure,
that was super sick to see. And like even for you, after doing your homework, it looked pretty solid in like Diddy's favor or your favor throughout the set.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the coolest things about Bassmage is how solid the flowchart in the game plan is. You know what I mean? Like, Bassmage, like, knows what to do every time they get a hit. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually ridiculous how, like, it looks like you're watching, like, a solid-ass character. Like, yeah, when I get this hit, even if it's a little awkward, I do this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it felt like the more I watched Bassmage play, the more, like, I'm getting a feel for Jigglypuff myself. Like, the game plans were just so solid that I was like, yeah, like, this could be a stock if you, like, execute properly. And that's kind of crazy. It was kind of fun to watch from that perspective.
Yeah.
It's so cool because, like, watching Bassmage over the weekend, I could actually see him improving as time went on. Because as you talked about, Bassmage does have like a really solid flowchart, but like it felt like once people kind of did their homework, like you were talking about, and like figured out the flowchart a little bit, he started struggling a little bit more. But then, like later in the weekend, I was like, he wasn't doing that before. That's new. Like his flow chart was expanding a little bit more, and he was like making more adaptations instead of like going like, oh, this is strong, so I should just do this. Like this is part of my game plan. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna come up with a new option out of nowhere. Like that's really cool to see. So I think it was really helpful for him as well, to see him like improving over the weekend because it sucks when you play like a lower tier character and people kind of like figure out your flow chart, right?
And then you're just like done. Like
yeah,
that was it. That was all my hard work. Dude.
Yeah, that's my bag of tricks. Shit, the gig is up.
Yeah.
Like,
well, all right.
You guys had the matchup. This is not a thing I wanted to do. Yep. Yeah, Bassmage 2, top 8 finish, right? 5th, 7th?
Yeah,
7th.
Like that.
I think
really good.
Elegant and Bassmage got 7th.
Yeah.
Another, I do want to talk about, we talked about SPARG0. I do want to talk about Japan.
I was about to say, we should talk about Light and Proto next.
Yeah. For me, I was really sad that T got 13th. I think T actually had a very strong, I think T was in a very strong position to get first place. I think the main player, it would have still been hard, but still possible. I think the main players he wanted to avoid was SPARG0, for sure, and then Leo, and then he had to, he ran into both of them, like that, right? If I'm not mistaken, or was that the Buzz? The Buzz for sure ran into both of them.
The Buzz played Leo
into Proto.
Into Proto.
Yeah.
I think T actually fought both. I don't know when. I think he fought SPARG0 in pools. But it's like this bracket. Okay, another thing I lightly want to talk about is the bracket format.
Losers round 1.
Right.
Oh, Goblin. True.
The bracket format too. It's like you almost want to fight players you don't want to fight in pools. Because if you lose to them, it matters, but it doesn't matter, right? It matters, but it doesn't I'm in losers bracket matter. So if you get all of the your hard matchups in pools, that's kind of a high roll for you, right? And then you just bring it back in Gauntlet. We saw Tweek and Leo kind of do that, right? Where it's they didn't perform well in pools, but they brought it back in Gauntlet and they're still in winners bracket, right? So I mean, just something to kind of side note. I don't think there's a flaw in it, but there it is in a sense where it's oh, you want the bad matchups in your opening pool, right? Or the players you want to avoid, and because essentially they try to avoid putting you against those same players in the Gauntlet. But yeah, T, man, I like I said, I really thought he was gonna had a chance to take the whole thing, at least top 5, top 3 finish. That's what I was predicting. I also just because the main players you want to avoid SPARG0, I think he had a really good matchup and everything else. I think SPARG0's character pool kind of destroys his, because you have a fighting game character, Kazuya, and then you have Pac-Man, and then I think they both lose the cloud. So that's kind of rough. But T did get 13th, but Proto showed up, which was great because I feel on the first couple of days of competition, Proto was looking really shaky. The reverse 3-0 from Fatality, yep. There was so many I was watching, I was wait, what? Why are we just bear? Just do the bear, right? But it's way harder. When you're watching, it's way easier to be why didn't you just play perfect, right? There's a bunch of nerves. There's a lot on the line, obviously, and Falcon is a character that can kind of thrive off of the fear, right? So, Fatality still did a really good job, but Proto really brought it back on the last day.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about. I kind of want to talk about Light and Proto. I think what really helped out Light with having a good chance of winning the entire thing was getting through Meister, because
that was so pivotal.
The set record is so in Meister's favor, and the matchup is generally agreed that it looks really hard. You can just see how hard it looks. But I think Light has won twice in a row now.
Yep.
Which is
the last 2
fucking
times
insane. Props. That's the biggest thing I want to give props to Light for, because that was round 1 of winners bracket on Sunday, right? And then his bracket was looking much cleaner for him in terms of chances of winning and winning and winning. So that was really impressive to see, because it was you got to make it through this one set, and then you're golden. You can kind of play yourself after that. So it's cool, because I think the set record is now 7-2 or something similar like that. It's bad.
Yeah. And I think too, it's like not only is it a bad character matchup, and I think this goes hand in hand, but it's a player style matchup that's really, really rough. Light cannot. That's what he loves. He loves to rush you down. He likes to make you uncomfortable, pressure your shield, hit the grabs, like do everything he needs to do. Meister doesn't care about that because he has up B. It just doesn't matter. Like Meister's anti-pressure, Game & Watch 2, obviously, anti-pressure, anti all this stuff. Like you can't cross him up. It doesn't matter how fancy. That's what Light wants to cross you up. He wants to, and one mixtape you. That's what and Meister's like, I don't care. I don't fall for any of that shit. And so Light, to his credit, played exactly how you need to in that matchup. He played lame, which you got to do, which is totally fine. Sometimes you can't do that every single time. I don't care if you're Light. Hesitated, went to the gun a bunch, which was super sick. Played amazing, man. He did. And the thing that's always, I find, very mentally relieving about fighting against Game & Watch, as frustrating as he can be to fight for a rushdown or like a pressure type character, he dies so early. He just died. Like even if he combo, Fox also dies early, and he gets edge guarded very easily, which I know, Charles, you're probably going to bring up, but it's also very scary for Fox in that regard.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's always with him, it's like, all right, well, he's at Nair up smash percentage like now, at like 50, 60. It's like he might die.
Yeah.
But it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like one of like the biggest adaptations that Light has made over like the past is one, he's given up trying to ledge trap Game & Watch. Like he just lets it go. Like he doesn't want to take the risk of getting like, Nair on stage, because that's what Game & Watches do. They do the Nair on stage. They do 70 million%, whatever. It's probably like 3 big adaptations. The second one is he's actually more committed to recovering high. Because realistically, Game & Watch is not going to hit you with anything out of the air that's going to kill you below like 160.
Yeah, like take certain L's to guarantee survival. I feel like he does that a lot in general now, but he also but it's to the point where now you kind of hesitate if he's going to do it or not, and he's like really good at baiting it now.
Yep.
I think I noticed that when I was playing with Light, I had a really hard time. Like I would get baited a lot by like the rising forward air or like the side B or like some sort of air dodge mix up. Like, yeah, that was very impressive. I think that's a really good point.
And the last thing is, and it kind of goes hand in hand, is he's okay with like taking the grab or whatever. He's okay with like taking an air, because realistically, Game & Watch can't kill you unless you like run into one of his smash attacks or you get edge guarded. Like those are like the 2 ways Game & Watch generally kills you. He doesn't really have like forward facing aerials that are gonna just like you're gonna slap you, right? And his dash attack isn't gonna kill you. Like he has to you have to run into a smash attack or get edge guarded. So he's just like, you know what? It's fine. I'm gonna live till 160, 170. I'll take the stupid Game & Watch combo that puts me at 80 or 90, and then we'll play like basically I start my stock at 90%, and that's fine. And like I feel like when you accept that, like as characters, that have to like interact with Game & Watch a lot, it gets a lot easier to fight them, because you're like, all right, well, I mean, whatever. Like this is the Game & Watch tax. Let's just keep it moving.
Yeah, I think just to put it in a little bit more perspective as well, the main reason why Game & Watch is one of Fox's bad matchups. Fox is a character that forces you to guess in a lot of scenarios, right? A lot of it is vertical pressure, falling down on Nair on block. After that, after you block the Nair, it's like, is he going to go into the jab? Is he going to just jump to set up another scenario, right? A lot of falling arrows on block are the reason why, and the range of dash attack. So range of dash attack, and then, the other falling arrows on block, all these situations, Fox forces you to start rolling some dice, and it's very fucking irritating. Game & Watch does not have to respect that, because every time Game & Watch sees Fox above him, he doesn't have to guess. He can just press up B. Up B is intangible on startup, so you don't even have to wait for Fox to hit your shield. But if he does hit your shield, it's okay, because you can up B anyway. So you have the option to reactively up B, preemptively up B on reaction to him being above you, and then, grab doesn't do that much damage. Now, Light is going to continuously grab him, but then the spot dodge mix-up comes in. So now all of a sudden Fox is forced to guess. Fox is forced to guess with grab. When you force Fox to guess, all of a sudden this is a really that's what Fox does to you. Now Game & Watch is forcing Fox to guess with grab, and every time Light goes for a grab, he can get 10%, or Meister can spot dodge it and up smash him and kill him, right? So in terms of risk reward, it's heavily in favor of Game & Watch. And Light, and I think this is something Light has gotten really good at too. He ledge traps for damage, but in a lot of matchups, he doesn't even try to ledge trap for the kill anymore. He knows that back air on block is a better, more consistent win condition than trying to ledge trap with Fox for a KO. Ledge trapping with Fox for a KO is like you have to hit really hard shit, like up smash on reaction to normal get up. You have a 1 frame window if they normal get up shield. Like you're insane if you hit that, but like that's one of the ones, right? But you have to be in a very specific situation. And another thing to note about Fox's risk reward in general is a lot of characters have a lot of ledge reversals, right? Ledge drop, double jump, aerial, or some kind of ledge reversals. It is not worth it in any way, shape, or form to get caught up by that and put off stage as Fox, because you can literally die at 50. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So because of that threat, you see Light for the KO just kind of like sit back by roll and just take the corner situation, because that situation's way more consistent, even though the back air sometimes kills like 130, 140 because you've staled it out so much. That's still okay because you just can't keep rinsing and repeating that scenario, and you'll eventually get the back air, or you'll eventually call out the jump out of the corner, right? Like the corner situation for the KO is way better than the ledge trap situation for Fox. And that, like, that's just general Fox meta stuff, but I think Light played that really well. He played that aspect really well. He didn't let himself get reversaled, and he played the neutral really clean. The laser was like a huge part, because every time Game & Watch takes laser hits, like he's so light, it matters. Yes, and if he buckets it, it doesn't matter. Like lasered bucket doesn't.
Honestly, I would say Light did that in like a lot of sets, or at least he also did that when he would play versus me. Whenever it was like an iffy window, or if he like wants to put you into Nair up smash %, he would be like, all right, I'm done fighting for a little bit. I just want like a couple lasers, and then I'm coming back in for the neutral kind of thing. Like I would notice like. I'd be like, okay, I guess I'm dead soon because he's lasering a lot. Like he
tell you get your hand Light. No, you're gonna up smash me. Oh, now he knows.
Yeah,
now he knows. I saw Charles do that against Leo too. He did the the runaway laser.
Yeah.
The turnaround, like dash away turnaround. I saw you do it against Leo too, dude. I saw you.
Let's not talk about that.
Y'all told me y'all were rushed out. What the heck?
Everyone thought I was crazy when I was like, we're giving Leo 6 stocks. I was like, you guys realize we're not going to like take a stock. The one person that took a stock did a suicide fair. Like Leo was like, you don't fair here because you just die. And like, it's the equivalent. I don't know if you guys seen my Twitter where I tweeted like the Ganondorf Ditto versus Void, where I just like go for the suicide down air, but I lose anyway, right? And it's like, why would you, like, we had to do that shit to Leo to get a stock. So it's like, did we really take a stock?
Absolutely not.
I was
crazy
for giving him. I was like, if we give him 3 stocks, that's already too much. Like we are.
Yeah.
I was like, do you guys understand the gap here? Like,
honestly,
the best player in the world.
I want to say, I think it's impressive, even for Leo, that he only lost 1 stock. I think that's fucking impressive.
I thought Phil had him, honestly. He sent it Phil first. I was like, they're trying to end this right away. Shit.
Oh
they
strategy.
I don't think I would have.
I was like, you're gonna cheese the best player in the world. Like that's why you're coming into this.
I don't think I would have done that well. Like that's like my perspective. I feel like I wouldn't have lost only 1 stock. You know what I mean? Like I'm impressed even with Leo. That's kind of fucking insane.
When you did the math, the expectation was that each of you would take 1 stock with your 3, which is fucking insane. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah.
And then you factor in, there's obviously at least one person who definitely was not going to take 1, so that gets added onto someone else's workload. Like, it's just not going to happen. Not saying who, just saying someone definitely wasn't going to be taking
Which
stock.
also
puts
into perspective y'all little Twitch chat monsters that be sitting there talking shit. You fucking casual ass players sitting there, bro. It's so frustrating. Like Leo, like you'll see Leo playing versus Light, and it's like, yo, these are top 10 players in the world, and like Light makes a mistake, and you're like, why would he do that? Why the fuck would you do that? And it's like, what the fuck? And then you see these commentators who played the game, like they are good at the game.
I mean,
the gap,
the game that much show.
The gap, and then you think, I guarantee, if these commentators played the majority of people that are talking shit in Twitch chat, the commentators will wash them just like Leo washed y'all. It's so crazy to me. It's like, have you ever seen that show? This is like way off topic, kinda. But you ever seen that show that Brian Scalabrine had, which was like an NBA player? He was like one of the worst NBA players. Yeah. And people would come on that show like, oh yeah, bro, you were like 270th out of 280. You fucking trash. I could beat you. I could beat you, and then you just get absolutely shit on. You don't score a point. It's the same thing. Y'all talk shit on them commentators and get smoked. Y'all talk shit about Light. Y'all definitely getting smoked.
For sure. Yeah, Twitch chat, you're trash at this game.
Y'all are fucking terrible.
You're
Yo, we're gonna lose our fucking viewers.
Game.
I think y'all are really good.
You
guys are really good at the game.
I am also trash at this game, so it's okay. It's okay to be trash. It's okay. You don't have to be like top 10 at this game. It's all right. You play this for fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't listen to them. Y'all are really really good.
Oh my, yeah. Actually, you know what? After I saw some of the names in here, you're extremely talented individuals.
Let's go.
Yep. And
just keep on trucking along.
All right.
You all definitely got that math problem right, and you were definitely all right about Mafia without looking at who was who. You guys are all right. Yep. You got it, Chad. You got it. You got it. I'll give it up.
Insanely talented, for sure.
All right. Let's talk about Proto. I'm actually...
Oh.
I had specific things I wanted to say about Light. Other than the fact that Proto obviously did really well. I guess before we went live, we were also talking about how, like, Proto is really good at just, like, switching, like, seamlessly. I don't know if you guys have anything specific you want to talk about. I actually did play Proto a couple times in the event, which is cool. But honestly, I don't have too many specific things to mention other than the fact that congrats for doing so well.
He had that same thing where it's just like Elegant and Bassmage were terrible.
Oh,
not looking great, not living up to expectations the first couple of days, and having an incredible day, especially him having the best day 3 out of all 3 of them, which you just love to see the adaptation and the turnaround. It's like, man, it's not. That's the coolest thing about Summit too that I'm realizing, especially after your run too, is where I really started to notice it. I'm like, it's cool that you can kind of get washed the first 2 days, and it matters obviously, but it doesn't matter it's not all the marbles obviously. So you love to see that. I love that people are talking about how good Lucina is again. She didn't go anywhere, obviously. Still an amazing character, and he's the best with her. Like, he just makes her look
not even close.
Makes her look fun, which is insane.
Yeah, we've talked about it on the show before. Like, it's amazing. Yeah.
And Min is also still really good. See ya.
Who would have known? Who would have known?
True though.
One thing I want to ask Marcus, like, pick your brain about, is the one thing that impressed me for Proto's Min was the Ram usage. Just single throw out Ram and not throwing out the second arm, using it with jump. I just felt like it gave me like Brawl Falco double laser vibes of like, I'm controlling this area and there's like nothing you can do about it. You got to hold that shit, and this shit is so hard. Like, this shit is so hard to get through that you're like committing so many different options, and like he was just throwing out single ram. There was a point where I think it was versus Gavin actually, where it's like he did it like 5 or 6 times in a row without throwing out the second arm, and it was just like chip damage, control.
On the PS2 platform,
Dude, it was crazy. It like looked so simple, but I was like, he is definitely doing it in a certain way, and he's calling out so much things, and he's getting so much control through it. And I just have never seen a Min do that before to that degree. So his neutral just impressed me. What do you have to say as a Min main?
Easily the most disciplined Min in the world. I think that when you're playing her, it actually takes like a very large degree of discipline to not overcommit, to not throw out both arms, because once you throw out both arms, like that is the opponent's window. There is no mix up. There is no like you jump afterward or you just stay on the ground, but that is like the opponent's window to go, oh hey, I can like take space back. If you throw out a single arm, the opponent's thinking, okay, is the second arm coming? This is definitely the time that the second arm's coming. Okay, it still hasn't come. I'm just gonna go in because he's just never gonna throw the second arm, and then he throws the second arm because he sees like forward movement or something like that, right? So it's like built-in conditioning within the character. But it all starts with the discipline of like not throwing your arm, like your second arm, too much, right? The thing that makes like Proto like excel crazy is that he does not care what's happening. It's just like, you know what? I'm taking this space. Like, no matter what, I'm just gonna hold this space. I'm gonna hold this area, and I'll figure out what happens if they figure out how to get through. I'll figure it out afterward. Like, he does a lot of rolls. He likes to do down tilts, spot dodge, down smash. That's a thing he was doing a lot. But it was just really interesting to see like And I mean, I've watched him for over a year because he's like one of the few people I study. So it was interesting just to see how well the discipline was working. In retrospect, it's also a lot easier, and this is something I say all the time. And it's not like I'm not like trying to be mean or anything, but generally he plays Min Min on her best stages and Min Min in matchups that Min Min can do well in, especially if it's on one of her best stages. So, for example, that game plan that he does with like the single hit Ram doesn't work against Fox, which is why when he played against Light, it's like really rough. Hyper aggressive play styles, it can be like with like really fast characters that can close the distance, it can be kind of hard to employ that game plan because you can't just throw the arm and then like they'll just burst you down if you don't throw the second arm. So it's kind of like more of a guessing game on Min Min's end, which makes it a little harder for him to like, consistently control that distance. But I think when he's like, if he's playing in a matchup he's really comfortable in on like a really good stage that he's like comfortable on, then I mean the character is like insane. But obviously she has her weaknesses here and there. But it was really good to see. I think his the way he does counter picks and stuff, like Lucina's a very good fit. I think there are a few good characters that you could play with Min Min, like Lucina, Wolf. I think Cloud fits the bill. A few characters fit the bill where you can just, okay, they're taking me to this stage. I don't feel comfortable on this stage. I'm just going to go this character that's insane on this stage or does well into this matchup, or in it is what it is. So it was cool. I always enjoy watching Proto. It's always a treat. So I'm glad that he performed because I was getting worried when he came to America and I was like, oh no, he got smoked by Cola. Oh man. All right, he's gonna smoke the summit. Oh man.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
It was looking grim.
Yeah, I was like, for a moment, and again, this is no shade, but I was like, is Proto Rain? Like, if you remember Brawl Rain.
Oh no,
like,
don't.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring this up.
Yeah.
You gotta.
For a moment, okay, so Rain, like we were like super, super excited because Rain was smoking everyone in Japan in Brawl. Like everybody was getting smoked by Rain. And
Rain
will come
so sick.
Yep, and then Ray will come to America, and it would have he would still do very well, but he would have a pretty rough time with some of America's top players. And I was hoping that wasn't happening with Proto, and it wasn't. So it's cool. And I know Japan watches this sometimes, so I'm like,
clarify.
Yeah.
Proto's goated.
Fun fact: this podcast is more popular in Japan than it is in the U.S.
Yep.
You know it's crazy. I was talking with T and with the translator and stuff. I've been a huge fan of T since Smash 4. I actually housed him for his like the first tournament he came out and traveled to for Smash 4 which was at the tail end. He ended up winning the MSM afterwards, but got second to like the tournament he got flown out to. He got second to Elegant, but dude, he was doing crazy shit with Pac-Man and Smash 4. And Smash 4 Pac-Man was bad. Like not a good character. Like when you Z dropped with Pac-Man in Smash 4, you did not get your item properties. That's how like bad that character was. So I mean obviously a lot better now, but yeah, just talking with T and he mentioned Tweek Dogs. He's like, yeah, I love
they mentioned it. T, Proto, they all mentioned it to me. It was great.
Yeah, it's super sick. But yeah, I mean, just to kind of like my closing thoughts on Proto's performance, I think the things that stuck out to me with his Lucina was his edge guarding. I think his edge guarding with both his characters, he's probably one of the best players off stage. His edge guarding with Lucina doing reverse up B was absolutely crazy.
So cool.
That last up B to back air, when you just run off fast fall, B reverse up B, get the ledge grab hit, and then you comboed Leo into back air.
70%.
That was some good fucking smash, man. That is so.
I wanted to say something similar, like before I move on. Was Proto has a flair in Smash that's unique to him with Lucina and Min Min, surprisingly, because Min Min is Min Min, but but he has that Proto flair with both, and I think it's really great with those two characters because they're so solid in a lot of areas, like in neutral and whatnot. But then Proto will randomly hit you with a flare that's like, that'll get like an early kill. Whether it's at his crazy edge guarding, right? Charles was kind of mentioning what I wanted to mention. And I think that's really cool and unique to him, where like the burst of creativity like will come out like a few times every set, and it'll like, really come in clutch for him when it comes to winning games. I think that's my favorite thing about Proto. You know, the way he eliminated Leo's a good example of that. Like he will like get a crazy setup or do something really unique, and it's very consistent for him. But yeah.
And then just to close it up, like his min, I think his neutral, it was like outstanding with min, and then the offstage again. Like you usually see min just go for 2 frames, but he is very down to run off, go for the nair, or like the fair bear, right? Like to me, that just was very standout from Proto. And like when you have such crazy discipline neutral, but then you have like the creative edge guards to go with that, like kind of like bouncing off a Tweek, that is a very fucked up and dangerous combo. Like that is like you're playing someone that has like that much consistency in neutral, so you just don't feel like they're gonna go that hard off stage. And like the way he does it is so smart too. So just phenomenal play all around. And then the character switching was really cool. I think we were 3 years in Ultimate, we haven't really seen that kind of strategy. So really cool for Proto. I think his character pool is really well because Min wins matchups like very, very hard, and then you have like that all-arounder Lucina to kind of like mitigate some of the bad matchups, and then you cover a broad amount of stages as well. So you can even just like go counterpick based off stages, or you can just keep swapping it up to keep your opponent like on their toes.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to maybe talk about my run at Summit too. Maybe it's a good time to talk about that because we talked about like a lot of the top placers. Unless you had something you wanted to say, Haz.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's so impressive that you can take a character that is about as vanilla as you can get in Smash. Like, if you think, who is the sortie in Smash? All right, it's Lucina. Like, she doesn't even have a tipper or nothing like that, and he can make her look so godlike. Like, just simply amazing. So, yeah, I just think that's so cool. And again, it comes down to, like, in this game of Ultimate, you can pick characters that you like, and for the most part, you could do really well with them, like, at certain levels. And I actually really like what you were saying, Pink, about how he only uses Min at specific stages. We got a rule set for a reason. Use it as much as you can. Like, that is brilliant to me. You were like, no shots or whatever. I was like, dude, to me, that makes me like him more. Like, that's smart as shit. Like, he's waiting. It's so smart. You ban stages for the Lucina and you have to deal with the min. It's like, well, I don't want to deal with min. It's like, damn, now you got to deal with Battlefield or whatever, you know, with Lucina, whatever, his playground, whatever it is. That's the way it should be too. You shouldn't, it's not just matchups, obviously. That's probably the most important thing with your 2 characters, but stage coverage is enormous too. And it's a whole nother ball game when you think about stuff like that. But I do have to go in a little bit. It's probably the only thing I have to say. I have to dip early today. I got my 6 o'clock cutoff, but
no worries.
I will say, before I go, I'll be at Collision this weekend. I'm super excited for that. S-tier event. Make sure you watch it. Put on the one, the only RJ. Amazing TO in North Boygan, New Jersey. So Leo, Elegant, Cosmos, Meister, SPARG0, Light, Tweek, Cola, Fatality, Chag, Quid, Zomba, Tilde, Jake. Tell me he's not going to make an upset. Goblin, Gluto. That's top 16. Sheesh. It's their top 32, whatever. It's top 16.
Oh, Gluto?
Sheesh.
I didn't know Gluto was going. Holy shit.
This tourney's like so stacked. Like it's insanely
This sounds way harder than Summit 4, like no troll.
And I'll be on top 8 for commentary. I'm so excited.
That sucks. Leave. We don't like you.
Thank you. Wait, what happened?
Nothing.
I was saying thanks to Charles. What'd you say to me?
No, he said you're the GOAT. He said you're the GOAT.
Oh, sheesh. Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm not clipping it right now. Let me see. Okay, hold on.
Oh, snap. Hold up.
Technology. Yeah, anyway, so I'm super excited, and I'm just excited to be traveling and commentating Smash again, man, and playing. I've been playing this week.
Oh, snap.
Good time. Good time. I love playing, man. Well, I saw you guys against Leo. I was like, I got to get back on the sticks. What the heck? What is going on here?
Haz would have took a stock.
Haz would have won. Haz would have won.
I'll see him this weekend, dude. We can make it happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yo.
He starts with 2 stocks though, because they did take 1. It's 2 stocks to 3.
This is good. Oh, true. Yeah, I gotta finish it. I could take 18 or whatever you had left. What do you have? 30 stocks left, whatever it was.
Sheesh.
If you could just like, if you could take a stock and then deal damage afterwards, you're the golden trash bag. Like you're the best commentator.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Golden trash bag.
The journey.
That's not making Leo look foolish.
Trash bag, you know.
All that glitters is gold, baby. You heard it here at Shrek, and then you hear it here again. But yeah, no jokes. Yes, jokes aside, I'm super excited. I love Jersey Smash scene is sick. Like. That top 16 is not going to be as projected. There's just a 0% chance that
be
bro. Some crazy
you didn't even say Quid. Did you say Quid?
He did. Quid versus it's Quid versus.
Quid game.
Quid and Zomba are projected to go in losers. Gluto is seeded to be in losers, but there's also a point where seeding is like you're all seeded to get 9th, so it's like some of you will be in losers and that, but whatever. It'll be amazing. So I'm gonna dip, but yeah, we'll be seeing you.
Foolish. Cody in the chat, dude. Oh my god.
I don't want to talk about my experience because I don't really have too much else to say other than I did have a really fun time at Summit. I feel like the side events were really fun this time. It was just a great time to be at Summit again. In terms of Smash, I was in Squad Strike, which was going great until I had to play T, and then I was just like, this is so fucking
And then
insane.
his Pac-Man just lined up with your Diddy every time. I'm like, bro,
That wasn't
he is
even the
winning
problem.
every RPS.
It was the Kazuya.
Yeah,
Well,
the Kazuya kind of.
I heard you say that sucks when I said it was gonna be on top 8. By the way, I rewatched the clip. See,
Dang.
Foolish. Because I wanted to hang out with him. That's why. So I was in Squad Strike. I think I got second in Squad Strike, which is cool. In terms of the actual bracket, a lot of people in Twitch chat were asking about characters, of course, because that's always the question, right? Yeah, I didn't think the Sephiroth was ready going into it. I was playing friendlies with everyone. I was getting destroyed by Light. And pretty much everyone else too. I tried to make it work in some of the matches. Didn't feel good at all. The Wolf was kind of just like, Smash fundies. I wasn't doing anything crazy, and I feel like that kind of hurt me in the end as well, when it came to like closing it out. But I also haven't been playing too much Smash period going into Summit. I was playing a lot of Arceus, and I also haven't been super motivated. And the same goes for Summit itself. I was definitely bouncing back and forth with at one point I actually thought I wasn't feeling it at all. I think I was talking to Marcus a little bit. I actually thought that I wasn't feeling it at all, but there was windows where I was kind of motivated. It was kind of going back and forth. Deciding on characters made it a little harder too. Right now, I'm feeling okay going into Collision. I'm kind of motivated. I think I just need to figure some stuff out. I've been practicing every day since being back at Summit, which is good because I wasn't playing as much before. But yeah, I think I'm just going to play Diddy Kong, honestly. I was going to not really mention characters, but might as well give the viewers
people want to know
what they want to know. I know playing Diddy Kong in every matchup isn't the best idea for someone who plays a lot of characters. But I feel pretty not great if I'm playing someone that isn't Diddy. So I kind of just want to play Diddy. Other than that, hopefully I can find some sort of rhythm or groove. I'm not feeling terrible, but I'm kind of in this weird gray area where I'm just going through the motions, which it could be worse, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, do you guys want to talk about Collision? Anything else Summit related?
I kind of want to talk a little bit more about Gluto too. I think
I was thinking that too.
I think we can do Gluto's run into Collision, and I think for you as well. I think Summit kind of caught you in a very awkward time in your character pool. You know what I mean? Where you're trying to make this one character work. I think it was good in a sense where you collected a lot of information, right? But at the cost of not placing as well as you wanted to. I think that was the give and take. You kind of got to see your Wolf and your Wario in action with minimal practice, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to see your Sephiroth in bracket or in friendlies with very focused practice in a sense where Sephiroth was probably your most played character before coming into Summit, right?
Yeah.
So
and you wouldn't expect it because it never even won.
Well, right, and I think at that point we're starting to see the inconsistencies of Sephiroth, right? Sephiroth can be good in specific scenarios, but overall, I think it's pretty hard to get his win cons online. And I think it's like Sephiroth in any other Smash game, I think would have been fine, but Sephiroth in Ultimate specifically, it just feels very awkward and hard to make him work, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think you gather a lot of information, and even you going forward, just maining Diddy, I think is fine too, because I feel like a lot of strategies for players is I have the one character I just want to main, and then my pockets are revolved around that character, right? So I think for you even if you kind of go, you go to solo Diddy, and then from there you can really pinpoint the matchups you really want another character for, and see if there's another character that can fit all of those. Because in my opinion, that's the best way to do it. You find one character, you find out the matchups you don't want to play, and then you try to find a secondary that covers all of those matchups, and you're fine. And it doesn't even have to be on paper stuff. As long as you feel like, oh, this matchup's bad enough for me to want to switch, okay, cool. Like, that's the one. Because you can still win bad matchups in this game. Like, whenever I hear someone say, like, there's a bad matchup for a character, I'm like, is it enough to make you switch, though? Because that's the tipping point where it actually matters, right? And then I guess we can go on to Gluto. Gluto, I thought, leveled up tremendously.
Yeah.
And even in terms of, like, friendlies, everyone was talking about how Gluto was just
Yeah.
shitting on everyone in friendlies. I think it's so sick that Gluto was finally in an environment where he can just grind, like, post-quarantine, grind with a bunch of top players.
Yeah, that's very important.
Post-quarantine meta, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's so important for him, and I think it really showed in his results, too. And I think he's growing at a tremendously fast rate.
Yeah. That's, like, always been a big issue for Gluto. Like, I've always heard Gluto mention how much he wants to just get more experience, whether it's top player practice or matchups. And he took advantage of that. He was playing a lot this weekend, and he was destroying everyone. Like, everyone's thing, like, you just heard whispers everywhere you went at Summit, like, yo, Gluto is, like, destroying this player. Or, like, I would be talking to a player, and they're like, yeah, I just played Gluto. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was great to hear for me, because Gluto is, like, you know, one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player. So, you know, I'm just sitting there, like, I know I'm supposed to sympathize with this top player that's talking to me right now, but, like, low-key, I'm so happy to hear that. it was great. And, yeah, Wario's one of my favorite characters, and it's great to have someone as talented as him try this hard to make it work, because we all know how I feel about Wario. I think he's, like, not too meta. But Gluto...
You think of Wario on paper, for sure. The on-paper outlook. I think the same way, too, by the way.
But, yeah, like, shouts to Gluto. Like, when he's playing well, it's amazing. I think he was really stressed during Summit, and it definitely showed a couple times where it was really crucial. But, yeah, like, I can't wait to, you know, see him play, especially because I didn't even know he's going to Collision. I just expected he wasn't, but it's cool that he's going right back into it. Like, that's amazing. Yeah, Collision's gonna be insane.
These projected top 32 matches for Collision are brutal.
Really?
Wait, Pink, did you have? Did you want to say anything about Gluto before we go into Collision?
I don't think anything that's not already been said. I mean, you know, he's a great player.
I got a couple more.
Okay, yeah, go back.
I think his. I just I gotta say it, man. So his waft usage, like, has evolved immensely.
Yes.
One thing I want
Brawl vibes.
Yeah, like he's just, like, kind of spamming them out as fast as possible. It felt like in certain matchups, like, even if it's like, oh, okay, even if they DI the other way, like, I think getting the waft charging is very important, because full waft's value is very low because of the nerfs. One thing I really want to see Gluto do is, like, you can up air shield, right? And, like, you know they're gonna shield it. Like, it is 100% that they are shielding that, right? And go for the waft setup shield break.
He does do it. He does do it, but, like, every time he goes for it, it's like the one time they roll. It's so annoying. Like,
I see.
As a Wario player, it's scary to go for the shield break, because of the nerfs. It was much better of a block string before they added the 3 frames to half waft and full waft, and now it's just so much worse to go for the shield break because it's so much slower. So yeah.
Yeah, it was really just the way Gluto was changing up his gameplay. It was so sick to watch the adaptation. I love the different types of waft usage we're seeing from him, right? And the neutral in general felt really great. It was very clear that he was trying to play more grounded too, which is super sick. So I feel like Gluto has improved in, like, a bunch of different things, and he's, like, showing creativity in other aspects too. That's pretty much my closing statements on Gluto.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about these top 32 qualifiers, Marcus, for Collision.
Bro, that get you in the top 16, bro. Some of the matches even before the top 32 matches are crazy. But okay, are you one of those people that don't look at your bracket? I don't remember.
I don't care.
I can skip you.
It's
okay.
All right.
So projected, these are before top 16.
For
so
me,
top 32 to get for everyone.
Oh, for everyone.
To get into top 16, it is going to be Leo versus Fatality.
Sheesh.
Elegant versus Chag, which we just saw at Summit, right?
We saw. I
Yeah, we saw it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Cosmos versus Quid, which is gonna be spicy.
Nice.
Because they're both
Spicy.
like Quid won Let's Make Big Moves, and Cosmos won Glitch, right? So that's spicy. Cosmos hasn't really been to much, and neither is Quid. So that's spicy. That's spicy. Meister versus Zomba, SPARG0 versus Tilde.
Ooh.
Oh no, Light versus Jake.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Poor
I'm
Fox
starting to
player.
think Light's
Poor
overrated,
Fox.
guys. What does everyone
Poor
think?
Fox.
I'm getting this like urge that like I think Light's overrated now.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I'm not side betting that he's getting in the top 8.
Yeah,
all
I
of a
think.
sudden.
Yeah, what round is that?
Damn,
That's
that's
not
so,
even-
dude. Steve does very well versus Fox in my opinion.
Yes.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
And then Tweek versus Goblin and Cola versus Gluto.
Oh my god, dude, you guys are rolling so low.
Yeah,
This tournament
it's
is
like
crazy.
Yeah, that's not even quarters.
It's
like,
all Roy for you this
jeez.
weekend, Tweek. That's fine. I mean, it could be so much worse. Don't worry. It could be
Yeah.
so much worse.
Very true. Have you fought Goblin with Diddy yet?
I have, but not like a
Yeah.
whole set. Like kind of like one or two games. I think.
Yeah, you
Oh,
went, you
okay.
went
That was
Wario.
Low Tide?
right?
I think
Bottom
I
right?
went 3 different characters last time we played. I think I did Diddy, Wolf, and Wario. So
Yo, hear me out. You did beat him with K. Rule. Just saying.
one game.
just-
One
You,
game.
did, you beat him with 1 game with K. Rule. That's like that's the most hyped K. Rule tournament match or game ever.
These brackets are crazy. Like Elegant might not even. Elegant has to play Icy Mist. This
Oh
doesn't
man,
make the best
RIP.
game.
Like all
That's
the higher
good.
seeds are getting really low rolls, like for their top 32 qualifiers, which is wild.
What the Quid has to play MVD? What the MVD's going? This tournament's hard, bro. This tournament is mad difficult.
And it's the first PGR event, right?
True, there's actually something on
I
the
think that's a
line
very
here.
big reason why all of a sudden, like,
I'm gonna
I
be
just-
way more nervous than I was at Summit. I'm not gonna lie.
Probably.
yeah, this tournament is.
I already
I mean,
am, but like now that like I'm learning more and more about it, like yeah, that's nerve wracking for sure.
the most stacked tournament of the next PGR season because it's the
Yeah.
only one, but like still,
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that I think that's why a lot of people are going because. Before I was looking at the collision lineup, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a pretty sick tournament. Then all of a sudden, it's like, boom, like ultra
Bro.
stack.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like that. That's great.
Oh, it's like
Ling-
that.
What the heck? We didn't even mention Ling Ling, Big Boss, Riddles, Toast, Wadi, Leon, Sinji, Peanut,
dude.
Syrup.
This is like one of those tournaments.
Oh
like,
my god.
if you get top 8, you're goated. That you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know how like the
Mhm.
Genesis type vibes, like
Yep.
just getting top 8, you're like you're
Uh-huh.
the fucking shits if you just get top 8. This is
Yeah.
like going to be one of those tournaments.
Shout outs to
Man.
Smash Brothers.
Super
That-
Smash Brothers.
Shout outs
Trying
to
to-
Smash.
Woo, it's gonna be a great event to watch. Can't wait to be in my
And
chair
Jake's gonna be
section.
there. The curveball, the Steve, like who did their Steve homework? Who
True,
did their
Dino,
Steve
there's
homework?
two.
I did, but I'll lose anyway. See ya.
Whew.
Oh,
All right.
that's gonna.
Well, I guess that about wraps it up. Today was a great episode. We wanted to
we're
get this
gonna
out of the
talk
way because
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a lot to talk about, and there's going to be a lot to talk about next week too. We haven't talked about Smash World Tour. For those who are watching Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you are, we will be talking about that, but we want to dedicate more time to it, considering it's going to be like, you know, the Smash World Tour is going to be like a long running thing. While Collision is happening this weekend, so we had to talk about it. We had to talk about the Summit results, or at least, the stuff we found to be interesting. So we'll be talking about Collision results and Smash World Tour next week, most likely.
Do we want to do a quick G4 TV event rundown, like real quick?
You guys can talk about it. I don't know anything. Everything I learned about that was before we went live, so I didn't even know who won. Shouts to SPARG0. What the fuck? SPARG0 won both. Sheesh. This kid is making money.
First place got 10K. First place got 10K for that invitational. It was a day right after Smash Ultimate Summit 4. Second place was Larry. Larry was able to take out
The
Leo.
goat.
Leo Leo did go Corrin in winners, but in losers it felt a lot more like Leo just bust out the Aegis. I don't know if we saw the buy list.
They finally let Larry out of the retirement home to play some Smash.
Yeah, Void was also at the tournament. Void did go to 0-2 at the tournament. It was the first time that Void lost to a Rob in a long time. Yep. He wasn't a really big fan of the stage rule set, but I mean that's a whole nother topic that we can get into. Let's just say 9 stages with. Well, no. Yeah, we'll just get into it later about that. But yeah, so that was pretty surprising. And then SPARG0 was just able to take the entire thing. So I wish there was Japan talent.
Did SPARG0 play Leo?
No, because Larry beat him twice.
Yeah, Larry beat him in winners.
Oh, Larry beat Leo twice.
Right.
Yeah,
got it.
Dude, Leo went like Kazuya versus Big Boss. That was a pretty hype set. Leo went Kazuya, and then Big Boss went like other fighting game characters.
What?
Yeah, like Ryu and I don't know.
All right.
Dude, his electrics were pretty clean. I'm not gonna lie.
His Kazuya's not bad.
Damn. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the tournament was.
What characters did Larry beat Leo with?
Falco and Wolf.
Oh, just both. Got it.
Yeah, because Falco was losing to Corrin, but his Wolf beat Corrin.
How did Larry do versus SPARG0?
Game 5?
Game 5. I thought
to Larry,
bro. Yeah. Shouts to Larry.
That was the fucking Larry. That's my goat right there.
Let's go. Actually, he's a melee vet. Larry go way back.
Yeah.
Larry go way back. The only game he wasn't PR'd in was 64. Crazy.
He's trash.
SoCal's a pretty competitive region. I know as of late we're like kind of a meme, but our past, pretty good track record.
All right. Well, I guess that about wraps it up. Thank you everyone for watching. Today was episode 39. We're getting close to 40. That's going to be cool.
Bigger number.
Haz and I will both be at Collision. So maybe something cool will come out of that. Maybe we'll do the Pokemon list thing that we've been talking about. All right.
Oh, true.
See ya. Wait, are we hosting anyone?
Hosting Void?
All right.
Yeah, I think Void's live Reno. I'm a huge Void fan.
Say hi to Void.
No Void.
See ya.
Hi, Void.
Peace.